Hi, everybody. Welcome to My Other's Keeper. I forgot to put on my microphone, but I think that should be fine. You can still hear me, can't you? Anyways, today we were going to talk about cosplay. Unfortunately, our special guest is not able to join us. She had something come up, and I wish her very well. So we will have somebody come on. And if anybody wants to just come visit or, hang on and chat, that kind of thing, I'd be more than happy to be able to have you with me. We can discuss things. We can talk about, I don't know, about whatever's going on in your life. Frankly, I am more than happy to simply hang out and chat and that sort of thing. So I'm going to tell you what I've been up to lately. I have been up to making jewelry, etc. Hang on just one moment. Oh, my nose is just stuffy. Stuffy. Anyways, so I have been making jewelry, etc. Some of the things that I've been making, first of all, I covered this box with there we go, with a picture of one of my paintings. I think it looks very nice. Oh, living my best life at 60. Hi. I don't know if I know you. And Misha. Hi, Misha. How you doing? So one of the things that I've made are these rings. They are really cool rings. They are adjustable. So here's a ring, and it's adjustable. All you have to do is press apart these two sides to make it bigger, or press them together to make it smaller. There we go. To make it smaller, press it together. Let's see. Well, that's a little big for my pinky. And actually, I wouldn't put something that large on my pinky anyways. But yeah, so that's kind of how it goes with that one. That's been a fun little trip down my painting road for that kind of thing. I have made a lot of chokers, etc. I love those ones. Those are great. There we go. So these chokers are kind of cool because they have the pendant, which is really pretty. I really like those pendants, but they stretch really big. So they come down on your neck. And when you put it on, of course, there we go. You put it on and it doesn't feel like it's choking you. It's like kind of wild. And even somebody old like me can get away with wearing them. I think it's really fun. I wear mine fairly regularly, but these ones are for sale. I'm going to be doing a craft sale and art sale this coming weekend. If any of you would like to come on and visit with me, please feel free. I am currently on my own, and I would love to have somebody to visit with. I don't do very well at just doing it all on my own. I guess I have a hard time with my own. I did drop the link, Crystal. There we go. But my own self-esteem, I guess, to a degree, I don't think I'm that interesting. Now, I know otherwise I can intellectually say, yeah, I've been through all of these things and I've done all of this, that, and the other thing. This has all happened to me. But yeah, anyway. Crystal, if you could come, I need to take a step away from the computer for a minute. So once you're on, just give us an idea of what you've been up to lately. Tell us about your work and tell us about Misha says, obviously, I don't do well on my own. So anyway, yeah, I need to kind of step away from the computer for a moment. I don't have any music. Let me see if I can do this. I'm going to choose some music to play for just a bit. It's called Feeding the Ducks. Hello.
Hello.
There we go. Okay. So sorry I had to step away. I was my stomach was deciding to be very evil.
Oops.
So it was like either have an evil stomach here or hurry to the washroom and have an evil stomach there. So
That's the better choice.
this is the magic of live broadcasting, isn't it though? All right. So who do we have here? So far we have Brian. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Yeah, it happens. Crystal, of course, we've got Misha. You're right there. Awesome. And
Yeah.
living my best life at 60. Blessed to Crochet sent you, and actually, I think I saw you here once before. So I said that I hadn't seen you, but actually, yeah, I think I have seen you, and it's good to see you back. That's awesome. Thank you for coming back. So, what's been up with you, Crystal?
You really got to give me more notice than this.
I didn't have a lot of notice myself. So,
I know. That's okay. At least I'm pretty good on the fly. And it's a Tuesday, so I don't have to work tomorrow.
There you go. And actually, I can just tell you things that have been going. Like, I don't like to talk to just a screen.
Yeah.
I can talk to my friend, and my friend is right there. Thank you, friend, for being here. But in the last 2 weeks or so, let me take you to some history here. When I lived in the same town as Crystal, living my best life at 60 is infamous. That's saying something. So anyway, when I lived at the same town that Crystal was in, I used to go to Air Cadets, and one of her cousins
Oh,
was the commanding officer of Air Cadets, or was it Army Cadets? Army Cadets. Yes.
Army cadets, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I got to know this young lady, and we're going to call her Dean. Okay, that's not her name, but we're going to call her Dean. And so she and I lost touch after my family left. My family left that community because my dad got arrested for abuse. And my mom and I moved to a place where she grew up. And that's kind of where I moved along from after that. So she and I lost touch for a lot of years. And then we both joined Pampered Chef. And we were at a Pampered Chef event. And I was talking to somebody, and someone kind of said, I know that. Like, I just heard her say, I know that voice. And I'm like, I know that voice. And there she was. So when my little girls were living, this is before we moved to the place we're at now. We've been here 21 years. So when my little girls were little itty bitty babies, we rekindled our friendship. It was so cool. And then every now and then we would lose touch and whatever like that. But for quite a few years, she and I were extremely close. Like, we were kind of all each other had as friends. And this is before I reconnected with you, Crystal.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming she's someone closer to your age.
She is. She's 2 years younger than me. So she's a little younger than Peter. So we were very good friends. And then just one day, whoop, gone. She moved. Didn't tell me where she was going. Didn't answer my phone calls. Just totally ghosted me for a year and a half. 2 weeks ago, I get this text from her. Hi, or hi, hun, how you doing? Do you want to go for coffee? And I'm like, excuse me? And like, really now? I mean, honestly, I was there
nothing had happened.
As if nothing had happened. So we arranged to meet, and she doesn't live in the city anymore. She lives in a community actually not far from you, Crystal. So she lives not far from Crystal. And so it takes a few hours for her to drive, but she had to go to an appointment, and she was in the city today. And I wasn't going to go out of my way at all to see her. It's like, okay, you want to see me? We're going to go to the Starbucks that I normally go to. That's it. So, yeah. Anyway, that was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever am I going to do? And then suddenly it's like, okay, I've got this person back. It hurt really, really big time badly when she ghosted me. Like, honestly, if a woman could break my heart, she did. It's like, okay, that wall is now there. Our relationship will never be the same as it was, because that trust was broken. After that, I got in touch with Samara again after a lot of years, and Crystal again after a lot of years. And I started this channel, and so many amazing things have happened to me in the last 18 months that I feel so blessed, and my life is full and joyful, and I love it, all because of you people. Thank you. So today she texted again and said, hi, do you want to go for coffee? Like, okay, fine. Oh, the first time we went for coffee, I'm sitting there at the restaurant, and she's sitting there, she comes in, and I'm like, oh, okay, so what the hell? And she's like, oh, I'm just a bad friend. And I'm like, okay, no, really, what the hell? And she told me kind of what went on, but she never told me why she left. And that was really rough, um, she didn't even give me a good excuse, you know? So that's kind of what I've been going through the last few weeks. Other than that, I've been doing things, like I said, I've been making jewelry. So these are some chokers. There we go. Some chokers and rings I showed you. And then we've also got chokers like this that are cord chokers. So this moon has this one on this side. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On that side. And then it spins around. You've got that one on that side. So it's kind of fun. What can I say? I don't like things that are boring. Boring sucks. There's this one.
You like color and
I like color and design.
vibrancy.
And I do. I crave it. So there's this one, which is super, super gentle, soft, pastel-y, and I love that. It's very calming. But then you switch it to the other side, and there's the same colors, but much more vibrant, much more active. So I'm really looking forward to this sale coming up on Saturday. So that's going to be what I'm up to this weekend. So, Crystal, tell me about what's in your life. Hey, Todd, how you doing? Nice to see you here. And he just sent me a text saying that he found the mold for the Scrabble board. That's awesome! Yay! Anyway, so yeah, we were talking about that before. So, Crystal, what's up with you?
Work, and more work.
There are worse things in life.
I'm back at work.
Yes.
Been almost a month because I went back on the 5th of October.
Right.
And as I posted this morning, I said, well, 8 more hours and I'll have done 5 shifts in a row, 8 hours a day.
Yep.
Well, I made it. I made it just about. I left an hour early today.
Why? What's up?
But that's okay. I was done what I wanted to get done, and I was in so much pain that I couldn't even think to try and. I could have sat there and put little stickers on clearance stuff, but like it had the shelf label in front saying what the clearance price was. So it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go home early and hope that I can get through the whole time next week and continue to build up.
Well, considering the fact that you got through 39 out of 40 hours, I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of that was going up and down a ladder or step stool type thing.
Yeah.
So, because I was cleaning out my bins in the back and getting stuff onto the floor and organizing my bins the way I want them again. And
yes, absolutely.
But it's been good. I've just about got domestics all cleaned up. I've got crafts pretty much all cleaned up. That one I still have to do my bins on and get them looking the way I want them to because there's just too much stuff in there. And there's some boxes that I found out there's labels on the boxes and the stuff isn't actually in the box.
Oh no.
So I need to go through and do the exact same thing that I did with domestics in making brand new labels for absolutely everything.
Yep.
And making sure it's in there and work out what I can. And so it's a lot of work to do, but it helps in the long run and makes things run smoothly. Because on the days I'm not there, they still have to do the same things that I do on the days that I'm there. So
exactly, that's exactly right. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
best part about this week,
Yes.
My bully wasn't there even the
I
2
was
days
just
that he
going
was
to ask
supposed to
you
be.
how that's been going. Was he on holidays or something? What was up?
I don't know. From what I could see, he was still supposed to be scheduled. So,
Oh.
but I don't care. It made
Hmm.
it easier for me to work in domestics and feel that freedom to move back and forth as I needed to from the sales floor to the back room and stuff. So, and not quite
Yeah.
as many chances to run into him. So
Yeah. Oh,
that was
that's
a
good.
huge help.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I'll take those small steps that are huge steps
Yep.
anytime I can get them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster ride though. Constantly feeling tired, learning how to navigate the extra pains that are in my body right now.
Mm-hmm.
Still haven't heard back from my doctor on if there's new diagnoses yet or what's going on there.
Right.
I would. Part of me wants to phone and see, but I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I can or not.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Hey, Mary, how you
Hi, Kim.
doing?
I'm doing
hey
Hi.
good.
Mary.
Hi,
Good.
Crystal. In about 10 minutes, there's going to be somebody else coming on your screen, and I think it would be really good for her to come on. She's a little bit overwhelmed, but I think she could probably
With
use a
coming
little
on,
bit
is
of
that
the.
what's overwhelming her?
Yeah, no, she's
Oh,
just got a lot going on, and she's been on the phone with me for about a half an hour. For those that don't know, it's Christina. And so I
yes.
said to her, she really wants to come on. And I said, for your mental well being, take 10 minutes. She said, Mom, will you stay on? I said, I'll be on there. Don't worry. And
Yep.
come on and talk because she's
Yes.
just a little frazzled and overwhelmed. But that's what we're all here for peer support.
Absolutely. Yes.
So
That's
she may
exactly
pop
right.
in.
Oh, that would be great. And then we can all
Yeah.
talk together. It doesn't have to be focused on one
Yes.
person. She doesn't
And
have
she
to bear the weight of
yeah.
everything being there.
And she really wants to have an opportunity to sit with you and talk about cosplay. It may not fall in Halloween, but that's
That's
okay.
perfectly
And
fine.
I
That's
said to
okay.
Christina, it will happen. And she doesn't want the picture
Yeah.
shown yet. She said, because
Yes.
she is, I think, like a lot of us, I know you can probably see my rocking chair because I've been watching Dallas and crocheting all day to get this project done and sitting in my rocking chair in my bedroom watching Dallas. And I know with my stuff, with my crochet, I'm a perfectionist. There has been a
Hmm.
row I've kind of gone over about 3 times today going, I move forward in this blanket because I'm looking at it going, I don't like it this way, and I've had to tear it out and go back. So I think like most of us, when we're passionate about something, whatever it is, I know Crystal's probably done that where she's done stuff, go, I didn't like that and torn stuff out. We become a perfectionist.
You used to when you were forced to, and now you don't.
Yeah. I used to be forced to pull a lot of stuff out, so now if I make a mistake and it's not going to change the outcome of
Right.
the product, I will leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I get close to the end of a project and I haven't made any mistakes, which 9 times out of 10 I already have, I specifically will make a mistake.
This
Right.
was
Hi,
this
Indigo.
was
Nice to see you.
Hi Indigo. This was actually the person's name on the top of the blanket.
Uh,
And so the
So you really
way
want
I
to,
was trying to have the arrow to
yeah.
kind of fit in between this, I looked at it going, no, I don't like it this way because it's not going to work out this way. And then it was kind of back and forth. And so,
Mm-hmm.
Christina's like, she wants everything to be perfect because she is very passionate about cosplay and enjoying that. It's an out for her.
Absolutely. Yes.
But she wants it to be perfect. And today wasn't perfect. And then of course it
Yeah.
throws her in that autism spin. And
Yes.
she's
Yep.
yeah.
recently kind of like gotten off of some of her medications for
Mm,
certain reasons. And she's having to learn impulse control because she had a medication to help with that.
yeah.
All of those factors are coming into play, and she's a bit overwhelmed. And then her dishwasher decided to go out tonight.
Oh, gracious. Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah. Well, she said to me, growing up's no fun. And I'm like, yeah, join the crowd.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the consensus around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's things about growing up that's really fun. Like,
Yes.
nobody can tell me that I can't eat a piece of cake for breakfast, except my
Yes.
husband. But I mean, I'll still do it anyways.
Yeah.
No, actually, I won't. But yeah, like, you can do everything that you wanted to when you were a child, but now that
Yep.
you're older, you're more mature, you realize there might have been reasons I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
Adulting
Yes.
isn't all it's cracked up to be.
Hey, adulting, I've tried my free trial. I don't like it. I want to send it back.
Yeah.
So the best part about being on the schedule that I'm on now, I can
Mhm.
come home and have a nap.
Naps are good. I had
Exactly.
one of them today. It was just
Yep.
really tired. All these grand plans. And I'm like, no, my body wasn't doing it today.
Yeah.
I've been doing just a half-hour nap so that I can
Okay.
still sleep at night.
Yeah.
But today, because I don't have to go to work tomorrow, I said, I don't care. I will sleep as long as my body will let me. So 2 hours later, I woke up.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yay!
Sometimes you just need that deep, deep rest, right?
Yeah.
That's if you can do that. My nose has been stuffy. You see how much bad my neck has to work just to get my nose to work?
I was hoping you would feel better.
Well, I'm feeling okay. I'm just really congested. So I'll take some nose spray before I go to bed so that I can breathe while I sleep.
I hear you on the sinus pain because that's been me. That's another reason I came home early today. I went to bed early last night because the sinus pain on the left side was so bad that I was getting dizzy and nauseated. So I went to bed just to no.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to watch that this morning because the dizziness was still there every now and then. So, and when you're going up and down the ladder, you kind of have to have your wits about you.
For sure. Oh my word.
I echo.
So.
Yeah, that's also been going on for me the last couple of weeks. You know, when you stand up because you've stood up too fast, it's like, whoa, right?
Yep.
This is different. This is different. This has been stand up slowly because I'm used to having to stand up slowly. And then my whole body sways and the world literally looks like it's spinning around.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that. Not at all.
That's horrible.
I'm not used to vertigo like that. So that's been happening. Yeah. Like, it happens not just standing up. I sat down too fast once. It happened. I laid back on my bed and suddenly the whole world was spinning. It's like,
oh, that sensation is crazy.
It's awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah.
Try having that before you're ready to go on a plane. That's a bunch of fun.
Gravel.
Well, shortly, like a couple days after Josh and I got engaged, we were flying to Ohio to go meet some of his family I hadn't met yet. And I was having a little bit of that and going, how am I going to fly with my head going? It's like, no, please.
Yeah. When Doug and I went on our honeymoon, it was the same thing. It was one of like the first maybe 2 or 3 times I'd ever flown. And at that point in my life, I was still getting very car sick when I was traveling. And I don't know why. Just since then, I've kind of grown out of it. I don't mind it when I'm flying. I'm okay in the car. The back seat of the car, less so.
Yeah.
Because I can't see everything that's coming, right? But yeah, no, it's just one of those things that for me, it just kind of grew out of it. My younger daughter has not yet grown out of that. She can't sit in the back of the car because she will get very sick.
My son-in-law does the same thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't handle
Yeah.
that well.
No, exactly. It would be nice to know how to make that go away. Dramamine, that's what you have in the States for anti-nausea, correct? Yeah, okay. In Canada, we have something called Gravol. And I don't think it's exactly the same, but it's the same idea. So, yeah.
The only thing is, Gravol makes you sleepy.
Yeah, it does. So does Dramamine, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never taken it, so I don't know.
Mm.
I know.
Go ahead.
There was one time when I was growing up where I had been really sick, and after that, or even during that sickness, and even for probably a good year or more after that, whenever we would go from where I grew up to Lloydminster, which is a city that's on the border of Saskatchewan and Alberta, there's a river hill, and it's quite steep. And before we could, you would turn to go onto that road, and it would give you a little bit of time before you went down. Well, once we turned, I could wait or I could count to 30, and then I had to take a big deep breath, hold it tight, and close my eyes until we were up on the other side of that hill. Or I would be dizzy. I would be dizzy and pukey, and it's crazy.
Yeah. No, and it's the physical feeling. It's the altimeter in your brain or in your ears, actually, the inner ear. Hey, Chrissy, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey.
So I'm not gonna be here too long. Just wanted to pop in.
That's okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, no problem.
It's fine.
Okay. So this is just kind of be a little bit short because I got to remake my dinner now because my mushrooms burnt to a crisp.
Oh no!
I was talking to Mom on the phone, and I thought I took them off the heat, and they turned out to not be on the heat. Or it turned to be on the heat and burned to a crisp. So I've got to remake my dinner now, and I was not expecting that. Yeah. But I know we were going to talk about cosplays, and I know I was going to dress up tonight. And one thing I just want to talk about with cosplays, and then I'll have to head out to have something to eat besides pears.
Sure.
Is that when we think of dressing up and putting images or videos on the social medias, internet, which I do a whole lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that goes into my mind is it has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally tonight, my dishwasher decided to, I don't even know what's wrong with it. I'm hoping it's still going, but it just decided to for a while.
Your mom said that.
I had to unplug it and do some stuff. Yeah. Yep. So that's the first thing that went wrong. Plus I had dishes in there and I had to take them all out so I could wash them. So that way my father-in-law could come over and fix it. So that's the first not perfect thing. My second thing is my husband, I love him, but he put my cosplay bins that are in a bin and towards the back. So I can't even get to the second one. I got to move boxes. That's the reality of living in a house that still needs to have a lot of work done to it. And then, like I said, my third was burning the mushrooms. So, like I said, I know we know. I know it's been a night. But yeah, I know we always think of the social media and internet and lives. You got to be perfect. You got to do this. But that's not reality.
No.
In fact, that is one reason I go cosplaying, because I can get out of reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I know like a lot of videos of mine seem to be perfect, and there's a lot of planning that I go through to make it all correct, all perfect, or at least seem like no mistakes. But trust me, when I'm going on my TikTok and doing the videos that I do, it takes I mean, I'm there sometimes taking multiple takes until I feel like this is good enough to post. But yeah, in reality, like my hair ain't combed. I'm have a big sweatshirt on. I'm in my PJs, and my house is a mess right now. And life is crazy. So yeah, it just I really wanted to come on here tonight and be all dressed up, all perfect. That's just not the reality of life. Us creators, we go through, no matter what you do for creators and or what you do as a creator, you're a real human behind whatever you do. Absolutely. And life doesn't care if you have this and this and this planned. Like I had everything planned of what I was going to do, get done, do that. That didn't happen. Life didn't care. So just and the point of this is I know that like you may look at somebody behind the screen and think, oh, their life is so amazing. Oh, their life is this. No, that creator has a lot of pressure on them, especially cosplaying, because I get a lot of hate actually cosplaying on my YouTube. But I put time, energy, makeup. I put a lot of stuff into those, but I still get hate comments. But
really,
I mean, just in general, yeah, I've gotten. There's one person that literally told me I should cosplay a whale. YouTube is harsh.
Yeah,
that was I reported him. I think today I got somebody else, but she did apologize afterwards, which was kind of weird, but I'm happy about that. But yeah, as cosplayers, like I said, even though you look at us and you think, wow, that's perfect. We got a life behind. We got jobs to struggle and juggle. We got some of us got marriages to do to have to make it. So we spend equal time with cosplaying, our husbands, our jobs, the house. So I guess it's just that tonight made me realize that yeah, not everything's going to be perfect. Not always anything's going to go your way. But if you love it, do it. And you know, I think one thing I'm going to do is try to step back a little bit from like doing lives and stuff for a while until next year and try to focus on balancing everything. And my house is going to be another construction zone this November. So
yeah.
I'm
just going to step away from the camera for a minute. I'll be.
So yeah.
But it's more important.
Like I said, I know I promised to be on, but like I said, everything this shit has tonight just has gone wrong, if I could say it. So instead of cosplaying and talking about different costumes to do, I figure this would be maybe a better topic. Because like I said, you're gonna look at the person behind the screen, but they not only got lives, they've got feelings too.
Absolutely.
And, you know, they put a lot of work into it.
People are so
I mean,
they have so much courage when you can't actually talk to them, right?
I find out to me, well, exactly. If you're going to comment or say something to me behind a screen, you're just a coward, because then you don't have to face me. You don't have to look at my face when you say hurtful things. You can hide behind that screen, and that is the most coward you could be. I always hate when people hide behind a screen, because they don't have to face the consequences.
That's right.
And they could go on living life, but the person that's getting attacked, that's what bugged me about losing one of my horse shops. They texted me, said all these things, didn't even say it to my face. And if you can't say it to my face, I lose total respect for you.
Absolutely.
Because come on, face it like a real person.
Yeah.
So
be a grown up.
If you're gonna cosplay, It is an amazing thing to get into. There's a lot of good creators, a lot of creators that will come to your side, that will support you. And if you have a mom like mine, she'll support you.
Awesome. And she is pretty
My
excellent.
mom's amazing.
Yes.
She is. She came on. She saved me a little bit. And thank you as well, Crystal, for coming on and helping me out. It creeped up on me. But yeah, there's a lot of good things to cosplay. It's just be prepared for your money to be drained very quickly. Yeah, it's like a horse. I don't know if you ever heard the saying about a horse that it's just a money machine. You're just going to put lots of work. I think I've had over. I think I've had over years of collecting whatever I collected.
Yeah.
So yeah, prepare for money, time consuming, and find whatever the heck you like. Find whatever fandoms you like, because there's a lot of cool cosplayers out there that put a lot of work into their things, and one of the best things you can do is say, hey, you did a good job, or I like your costume or something, because it gives us, when you comment and like it and share it, it gives us hope that, hey, we did. It's like our reward in a sense. You spend all this time doing this stuff, and then someone compliments you. It's like the best feeling ever. So yeah,
Christina, can I show
have
some
to
of
be
the
perfect.
pictures? Can I show some of the pictures that you shared?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Before I do that, I'm going to share with you my journey with art. Isn't that
I love
lovely?
that
To
one.
see your paintings.
It's not perfect by any stretch.
I love that one.
Me too.
It's amazing. And
can I
there's
go
this
there
one.
and like take a mental break, please? Oh, I'm gonna go there actually.
And that's the thing.
Can I just hop into that painting?
But when I look at that, I see nothing but the mistakes. So somebody told me that I needed to do something where I had zero control, because I see nothing but the mistakes. And because of that, I started pouring. And because I started pouring, I started making jewelry, and I started doing all these other things.
I've done that.
So yeah, I'm sending your mom a piece
one
of.
In the middle.
Yes.
I was gonna say the one in the middle looks like, to me, if like I was to interpret it, it would look like a griffin.
Okay.
And
Yes.
I just want to say I want to say, first of all, your mental health is more important. That's the first thing. And I want you to know something, because I know the way your brain thinks sometimes. And you would sit there and say, well, you know what? Kim will never talk to me again. She won't be my friend. You can take that one and put it in the trash, because she won't do that. She's your friend. Crystal's a friend, and she's not going anywhere. If you're overwhelmed, she understands.
I know.
Absolutely.
Well,
my world is overwhelmed. Yeah.
Well, when in the past you've been abandoned by not family, but by people that, like, because I don't want to go out. Let's say someone asked me to go out like tonight, and I just had a busy day, and I say I couldn't, that I'm overwhelmed or something like that. Because especially when they find out I have autism, unfortunately, a lot of people have said, why do I want to deal with her? She's always canceling. Phone calls, I know this is a totally different topic, but phone calls are a struggle. Going live is a struggle, because I'm so scared of what people may think, or just when I've had a long day, it's a lot harder.
Oh, for sure.
I'm so overwhelmed. So I'm like, what the heck am I going to do?
Well, see, that's why I have beautiful people in my feed, like Crystal, like your mom, like Misha from Awakened by the Looking Glasses Mirror.
Yeah.
Or Reflection, sorry. And they're my strong arm. So I don't even have to think about it. Every now and then, I've only ever had to ban 2 people in almost a year now. So that's been great. But these ladies, they've got my back, I know. So having somebody like that, if you have a moderator or whatever for your channel, they're worth their weight.
I think I have a couple.
Yeah.
Well, with tonight was mainly how am I going to do this and do good at this? This is my thing. Cosplay is my thing. And how am I going to cosplay when I'm not even ready or able to cosplay? And how am I going to do this when I haven't put as much time in as I would like to? You know, it's just like, what am I going to do?
You got
Yeah.
overwhelmed
You know,
and your
so-
computer crashed, and we understand and we love you.
Oh, computer crash.
all
Oh
have
my
your
goodness.
back.
How many other
Well,
things?
Oh, and I've
Good
been,
God.
they've upped my diabetic medication and it's working really well. And I've been on the higher
Good.
scale. So I'm low. I've been a lot lower lately. And I think that's also too messing me up because I'm
Yes.
just feeling like this.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
But
it's
when you're used to being at up here, like this is too high. You're used to being not too high, but not like, but still high. And now they've
Yeah.
got you down here. Down here feels like down here.
yeah,
Right?
like
That's
one
where,
morning
yeah.
I was 191, 204, and I'm like, this is feeling so weird.
I don't know what those numbers mean. In Canada, we you know how you get your A1C,
Mhm.
right? And it's a scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how we measure it in Canada, is the A1C level.
Well, that was my
So-
blood sugar
Yeah.
sugar numbers, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Body Illusion, hi. Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you. I love the kitty cat.
Chrissy, I want to encourage you. I totally get losing the friends because you back out at the last minute because you can't handle it. That's what I found with Kim. And I've had a couple of other friends that were always there regardless. And those are the ones you want in your corner.
Definitely. That's why a lot of times it's easier to go on the internet and make friends. And
Yep.
well, Kim has a couple of pictures of that I sent that have that have those people. Them too. So the one in the back in the blue dress, that her name's Mare. She's from well, I don't know. Okay, fine, Denmark.
Ooh.
Yeah, Leah is that one. Leah is the one in the purple dress, and she's from England. And they
wow.
both. Yeah, this is a picture before I got married. We went to the woods and cosplayed, and it was like we were the only three people there. It was so amazing, but they
That
came.
is so cool.
Well, and the cool part is they came, and met me for the first time before my wedding. They were internet best friends.
Her wedding went
Awesome.
international.
Yeah, they came
No doubt.
not having
Yes.
met me at all, and they came and to my wedding, and it was the best time ever.
For
So yeah,
sure.
that's us just being crazy in the woods with our dresses on. And then there's another. Well, yeah, that's who I was going to cosplay tonight.
Okay.
That is Katara. From the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I knew that. So I saw that. I'm like, that's the last Airbender. I know that one.
I want to play Toph Beifong and her. I've got so many. It's gonna be expensive, but I've got so many. But yeah, I was gonna plan to cosplay her tonight because I've been losing weight. I wanted to see how this fit me a little bit better.
Good
But
on
I'll
you
have
for
to do
that one
that.
too. That's awesome. I've been
I'm
following
gonna
your
have to
journey.
take some pictures and post them side by side.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then this one is Merida. Yes.
Yep, that is Merida, and believe it or not, that's not a professional picture.
Ooh.
It looks professional. So this was this past weekend at the Ohio Renaissance Festival. And
really?
many people, oh yeah, I got so many people saying nice dress, or kids saying, oh, it's Merida.
Yes.
And it was just amazing. But yeah, before that picture, I actually just took a video, and I guess the lighting and everything was just so right, and the camera angle and how close I was. But it's not a professional picture at all.
It looks
That's the
awesome.
color my
I
hair
was
used to be when I was your age, by the way.
Christina, you see the limo picture?
Oh yeah. Those are my besties.
The two girls that were in the dress.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
So there she was at the limo. Her wedding went international. There's
Yes.
McKenna, and there's the two girls that were playing in the woods that kept her busy while she was
kept
going
me
to get
sane.
married.
But yeah, the one Leah, the one with the purple dress, she actually saved my life. Yeah, Leah.
Ooh.
She saved my life from a very bad spot. Told my moms there's something wrong, and without her, don't know where I'd be today. To put it lightly. But she saved my life, and I'm forever grateful for her. I was mad at her for a while, but
I know. I tell people that. Do you want to be the friend do you want to be the bad friend who tells on your friend and gets their life saved?
yeah.
Or do you want to be the good friend who holds the secret and then has a dead friend?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no.
Right?
And I had to kind of experience that firsthand with one of my other friends. And I feel bad for what I put her through. But yeah, they're both talking about that inner circle. And
That was at the reception hall.
Yeah. There I have another picture that I sent you with McKenna. I was in the red dress. Short girl, brunette hair.
Yep.
I think I sent.
Sorry, I didn't do that one.
Oh, you're fine. I sent a couple of good pictures.
Okay.
But this girl, when she started talking to me when I was in Florida, and when we moved up to where we are, she wasn't too far away.
Oh.
And so we decided, we were talking about it, and we were like, well, let's just meet at the Ohio Renaissance Festival. Who knows? And so I remember the night she texted me, though, about it. And so I was wondering, are you able to come? And she's like, we're able to go to the Ren Festival. And I had Buddy. I was talking about the last live. And I about screamed. But he ran upstairs like, what the heck is going on? I scared that dog half to death. But actually, at first, my mom was super, super nervous about us meeting, because she was like, well, this could be a serial killer or whatever.
I know, right?
So I kept talking to her.
It's a mom
she's
thing.
Just like,
I'm sure.
She was one of your bridesmaids.
But I
Here
literally,
she is.
yeah. But no, I literally was talking to her and was like, hey, what, hey, I can't wait for McKenna to come. And she's like, don't be sad if she doesn't show up. And I was like, she's going to show up. And before, I think a little bit beforehand, her mom, McKenna's mom, called my mom, and finally set it at ease. But that was the first and last time I think she went to Run Festival.
Oh wow. Okay.
But she and my dad came. And I have that video. I'll have to just send it to you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. But we literally, I think I was turned around and not facing my parents. And then all of a sudden they kind of saw her, and I turned around and saw her. And I was just like, we were both like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. And we stood for just a second, but then we just ran to each other. And I was like, you're here. And she's like, you're here. And just ran to each other and hugged each other. I think I even lifted her off the ground. Half of my friends are short, and I'm the tree trunk person. But I mean, that first hug was the best. But yeah.
Well, you can see it in that picture.
So amazing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that she was I tried to get her to be my maid of honor, but she wanted to be a bridesmaid.
She was a bridesmaid.
She didn't.
How tall are you, Chrissy?
How
tall are you? Okay, that's the same height as my daughter. Yeah, my younger daughter's 5'8".
But half of the friends that I make seem to be shorter, and always seem to be just this tall person.
Yeah.
And I put a link in the chat, and
it was amazing.
I put a link in the chat.
Say also
that Jake Hudson did a song for Christina, and he also did a lifeboat song. He did one for us for Chrissy's cosplay wardrobe, and I put it together with a video. I did the video part, put it together for Christina. with the song and the cosplay. So I put that in there if anybody wanted to go check out that. It's really kind of cool how the song came together and everything. It shows a little bit of her cosplay with it. Now go ahead.
Sorry. The weirdness of how this all works sometimes. But no, I was just gonna say, like, even though those three friends didn't start out in the cosplay community, they still like started out as just as people wanting friends, and then I kind of got McKenna introduced to cosplay, and she kind of started it, and then me and my other friends did that cosplay, so it was just kind of like we all kind of had our interests together and made it work. We clicked.
Awesome.
And I know people that have TikTok accounts or Instagram accounts for cosplay, and they go meet each other at conventions.
Oh yeah.
And
oh yeah.
for the first time, and it's amazing. Just we'll say, because the internet's weird. Don't go meet somebody alone. I never do. I mean, even those
Absolutely.
other two friends that I met, my grandma or my dad or Mare, because she arrived first before Leah, I always came with someone just in case. You never know.
Absolutely.
So don't just go, oh, I'm going to go meet this person. Don't, because you never know. Always have somebody with you.
Actually,
because
the
it can
week
be the
of your
best experience.
Yeah.
And I was
actually,
say
the week.
Another thing real quick is FaceTime them or something before you meet, because then you'll know they're not faking.
That's right.
It's really hard to
they're not catfishing
FaceTime.
you. Yeah.
It was Tuesday, and my mom and Christina had to drive to, was it Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Because to go pick up this girl from and I'm sitting there going, you're getting married, and it was not too far, but they had to drive, to go pick her up, to bring her back to our house, because she didn't realize with the airports and everything, how it was. But her wedding went international.
Her airplane, that was the only place her airplane was going to dock, I guess. And then she would have had to take a bus and be dropped off in a strange street. And I'm like, this girl, she's from Denmark. She's never been to America. Why am I going to drop her off and pick her up at 1:00 in the morning on a young woman, nonetheless, on a strange street and where we were? Yep. Why am I going to do that? That makes no sense. I'm like, plus I'll get more time with her if I just drive up and pick her up, which was cool because I actually was able to drive to Pittsburgh for. It was a little nerve-wracking, I tell you, going over the bridge that we went through.
It was like 2 or 3 hours away, and then they had to come back and do it. But
two max. Yeah, it wasn't like 3 hours. It was like, but Mimi and I can take the highway and be absolutely fine. So it was a lesser time. But I didn't mind driving because it wasn't that far. And like I said, I just didn't want to leave a strange European girl on the streets of America and pick her up at 1:00. I wouldn't even do that. I'm not that.
Yeah, for sure.
Just so people know.
But I'm not even going to do that to myself.
Just so people know, this child did not talk. She was a very quiet kid. I said that in her work recently. Recently to somebody and said, believe it or not, she was a quiet kid. And they go, really? Yes, she was.
Once I get to know people, I do like to talk.
Exactly. And you know what? My husband, when we first started dating, I was a young hairdresser, undiagnosed with ADHD and bipolar type 2. So I was like, you think you're talking now? Picture that about on speed 10. So I was talking. We drove. He helped me move from one small town to the city where we're close to now. That's about 3 hours away by grain truck. So when we say grain truck, we mean like, those great big 2-ton. It looks like a dump truck, like that, but it's like for farms. Yeah, that's what that is. So we were driving one of those from his hometown to this city, and in there, I told him my whole life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and there was a lot of ugly. And in that
You think-
in that
you think
3.5
that's
hours,
bad?
he said I think 5 sentences. So, but you meet him now.
You think that's
and
bad?
yeah, you meet him now, and he holds the conversation beautifully. I
Josh
am
does
much
the
more
same
down
thing.
to
Yeah.
earth. Like, I'm not just flying off the handle all the time. And, we
Yeah.
really have balanced each other out. I mean, really, that's, I think, what a good marriage does. You balance each other out, or a good
Agreed.
friendship. I'm married to my number one best friend. And that's
Yeah,
something that I don't ever take that for granted. Never.
Jared's actually becoming more
too.
talkative. I've watched him recently. You're just pulling him out. And your dad, do you remember how quiet he was? He's not quiet now. And
Yeah.
Jordan
And
helped
then he
you a
met me.
lot. Jordan helped you a lot. You came out of that world and you came into this other world. Jordan was a huge help, along with some of your behavioral therapists. They were huge
He was
assets.
like the avatar. The crossroad between the middle person between the spirit world and the real world. But no, you think that's bad. When I met my husband, I literally, he told me it was his birthday, and I was like, okay. And I didn't wish him a happy birthday, even though he swore he told me. But again, this was Christmas 2020. And then like we had some issues. We had, from my grandpa having AIDS back and forth, we got bed bugs in my grandma's bedroom, and they attacked everybody, or they attacked no one else except for me. And I have pictures of big like welts and stuff on my neck.
Welts.
They were just off. They apparently liked my blood
She
or
was
something.
really
It was just
affected
the
by it.
weirdest thing.
Wow.
I was like the pest control guy came right in, and he said bed bug bites, and I'm like, I don't know. So
You're
tell me.
highly
he
sensitive
literally,
to it.
yeah. Well, he was like, I don't want anybody, especially me, to go in that bedroom. But I remember my husband. We were planning to call and play just games online together and just hang out.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. He's like, "Are you ready to go on?" And I'm like, "Right now, I look like a leper. I'm not even dating this guy. He's probably going to take one look at me, but no, I felt it was just I felt terrible. But then all of a sudden, I see him FaceTiming me because he was like, I'm just going to FaceTime you then." And he didn't care that I looked like a leper or somebody, I don't know, from a zombie movie. We just played for like an hour. But I felt bad because I'm like, I don't look too good.
Well, that's how my older daughter met her boyfriend. They play D&D online with each other. Like, there's a group of maybe 5 of them or so, and they just really hit it off.
Yeah.
And it took him quite a while to convince her to date him. But he was in Montreal, she was in Saskatchewan. It's like, okay, let's look at this. That. But now she lives in Ontario. She lives maybe 4 hours away from him now. And they can drive, like they can go by train and see each other or something like that. So now it's easier. But man, meeting online is a very valid thing these days.
Yeah. Well, and that's what me and my mom we had to do, because there was only so many trips where we could all come up here and stay, and he'd come. So we made a good plan. Originally, I was going to take a bus to go see him because I'm like, I don't want to go see him. I'm going to go hang. And what I do, because he had a landlord, a friend upstairs, and she let me use a spare bedroom. He would be downstairs in the basement. So I was able to go upstairs and spend a week with him and be able to do stuff. And we would meet at a specific point. But he was 3 hours away. We were in Cincinnati. He's all the way up here. So it was a struggle, but let me tell you, the first moment I was able to drive an hour, maybe 45 minutes max to go see him was the best thing ever.
Nice.
So,
I believe me, we
wonderful.
met his parents. I talked to the pastor. This was my only kid. And I was, and I remember talking to somebody and they said they had a son and they had a daughter. And they said, you know what? I would very much handle the way I allow my son to date, versus the way I'm going to allow my daughter to date? And he said,
Hmm.
because he said, I'm going to make sure that this boy is on the up and up. And it wasn't necessarily her husband. It just was the circumstances. But around the time that you started
Right.
dating him was that incident in Florida with that young lady that went with that van with her fiance. It was a case down in
Oh,
Florida. Yes.
yes.
So just about the
remember
time that all was happening, I was sitting there going, I don't know you from Adam. This is my only girl.
That's right.
And we're just going to make sure that she's protected, that you're protected,
Yeah.
and that your character that you're saying you are matches up with what everybody else is saying. And that was just because
Mhm.
we were
Yeah.
being, protective, parents. We were also
Rightfully
dealing
so.
with an adult who was dealing with some special needs and hadn't been out there in the world. And it was just like, and he came from a family of 3 other brothers with no girls. So it was a very different perspective.
That's right.
And I just remember talking to the person, I have a son and I have a daughter, and I will handle how they date. Not terribly different, but there will be some differences. And I will probably be more protective of my daughter than my son.
Yeah.
Just because that's my responsibility, is to protect her.
Yeah.
So thankfully he turned out to be a good guy.
That's awesome.
He's really well. I've got to go remake my dinner, but I just want to come on and let everybody.
I'm proud
know
of you.
About.
I'm glad you did. I'm really glad you did. You look much more relaxed now than when you first came on. So good on you for the courage to come on.
You didn't want to spend the half an hour I did it with her on the phone. I forgive you. I love you.
I appreciate it. I love you
the biggest
too.
cheerleader
All right,
right
I
here.
hope you guys have a great night.
All right.
Have
a great
I'll
night,
be back
Chrissy.
more, I promise. Give me some time to balance everything. Thank you. Bye, guys.
You're welcome.
Love
Bye. Well, that was nice that she was able to come on. I mean,
it did her good.
It did. It did. I have a friend who's watching from Nipawin, that one of the little towns that I had lived in, and he was he's texting while this is going on, and he's like, okay, I don't know why I can't get in there and talk, but look this and I like how Crystal talks about her sinuses and how like, honey, I had to turn off Facebook because I'm like, okay, I can't do all of this at once.
Well, it was so funny because when I was on the phone with her, she goes, are you tired? And I'm like, yes. We had on Sunday, our pastor retired.
Yes.
In the interim of all that, our assistant pastor also left.
Right.
Oh no.
So yes, we're going to have speakers, but we really have no pastor right now. We are going to have people that are going to fill in. So it was an emotional day. This was a man that came beside Josh, and so we were busy a little bit yesterday. I just felt really tired today, and I'm like, I'm not doing much of anything. So she called me up and I said, well, I'll fill in for you if need be. And she goes, but Mom, are you too tired? And I'm like, yes, but I'll do it. She goes, well, can you just give me an answer? And I'm like, I'm giving you an answer. Well, if you're too tired, then I'll go on. And I'm like, I'm too tired. But I'll deal with it. But I'll cover and I'll help you. But your Mom, you're not giving me an answer. And I'm like, yes, I am.
I'm giving you the best one I can give you.
I finally had to get Grandma on the phone and say, okay, I'm not explaining myself well, so you go ahead.
You do it.
I was sitting there going, she said, well, tell me, do you want to go on? I'm like, yes, but I'm tired. But the autism mind trying, and I knew she wanted to come on. I knew she felt she needed to talk.
Yeah.
But she wanted that perfection, and she felt like she wasn't going to be able to give it. And
she didn't want to disappoint.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
And that's a big part of it right there. It's that feeling, that self-perfectionism. You know, like she wouldn't expect to see perfection in somebody else's cosplay.
Yeah.
But you see it in your own. You want to see it in your own. And that's why I was showing her. It's like, I see imperfections in this. And other people are like, Kim, that looks like a photograph.
Yeah.
For me, it totally doesn't. Crystal's favorite picture, one that I was showing you, again, people just love it. And I'm like, yeah, no, it just is not so good.
And
but I mean,
she's afraid of losing friends because too many
we are
people in
our
her
own
life
worst
have.
critics as well.
Yeah.
She goes,
Yeah.
She said, Kim will never talk to me again. She'll never, it's just that
Has
self.
she met me?
Yes, but it's that self talk that we do to ourselves.
Yes. Those tapes that you were saying that you played.
Yes.
Right?
And I'm like, Christina, she loves you. She's not going to do that. I probably she'll never. I'm like, Christina, calm down.
Yeah.
Well, she's going a mile a minute. And,
Yeah.
And it's just breaking those tapes.
It is. It really is. For some people, it's harder to break the tapes than others.
It's because she's been hurt in that same way in the past, like we all have. And so it's hard when we start to get to know someone again or someone new.
Mm-hmm.
We're too scared that they're going to be just like the rest of them.
Yeah.
And it takes someone like him to break some of those molds that other people will put. And I tell you, I struggle too.
Yeah.
So do I.
Even in these last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There's been times I've kind of wondered, have I done something wrong?
No. I've been doing a ton of sleeping. Like right now, I've got energy. I'm looking happy, healthy, all of this other stuff. An hour and a half ago, I was a zombie, to tell you the absolute truth. I was an absolute zombie. And so I can put this on. This is my mask. I can put this mask on for a period of time. I used to be able to put the mask on a lot longer when I was working. And I could hold that mask for days and weeks. But then in 2015, when I had that nervous breakdown, it was like everything just got shattered. And now I don't have nearly the strength to hold that mask anymore. And that's,
There's a great quote, and I sent it to Reese the other day. And it says, beyond every strong person is a story that gave them no choice.
That's right.
And I thought, we all have stories to tell, and sometimes we don't have a choice behind them.
Yeah.
Rarely do we have a choice behind them.
The one thing I have found, though, in the last couple of weeks, and even within this past year, since reconnecting with you, Kim, is there's been times when there has been kind of that absence, and I've said, did I do something wrong?
You have,
but I know,
guarantee you have.
And I know it's a me thing. I know it's something that I have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's people like you, Kim, that are making that easier for me to learn and to deal with.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you. Thank you for the trust.
Because you are trustworthy. You are showing that. And so I learned how to stand there and be there for you as well. In a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crystal, you are you are a survivor, and you've heard your story. And I every time I take away with thinking she is so much stronger than she thinks she is. You've had to go through so much, and you're a beautiful person inside and out. And I'm blessed to be able to call you a friend. And I ain't going anywhere either.
Nope.
I know.
We're stubborn. Us old ladies, we're stubborn.
When you find friends, you better hold on to them because they're treasured. 100%.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
It's been this last year has really tried a lot for me. And finding you guys and learning that there's people that are trustworthy.
Yeah.
Healing.
I'm 46, and for pretty much 45 of those years, mostly what I've been told by the majority of people is that I'm no good. I heard it from the time I was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't the daughter my mom wanted. I couldn't do good enough. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And
I was
so to
never
find
enough.
people that, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, you did good, but
I know. Yes. Absolutely. It was the but. Always. There was a but.
yeah,
Yep.
like, oh, you just about made an honor roll. Wow, good for you, but
But you could have.
um,
Yeah. I remember one time I brought home a math test. I got 2 questions wrong. 2 out of I don't know how many. So I got like 98% or whatever. My dad said, "Oh, this is great, but why did you get those 2 wrong? Those are easy. You should have gotten those right."
yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
The funny thing is, the year that I just about got on the honor roll,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up failing my English final
Oh,
because I
wow.
gave up. Because I gave up.
Yeah.
And if it hadn't have been for my English mark being as high as it was, I would have
Mhm.
failed that grade.
Wow.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Going from
I
almost
didn't hold
honor
up
roll
to my dad either. My dad had standards way up here, and part of it was because, and it was actually when I was doing a live one day and I was talking about our past, and it hit me like it never hit me that way before, because my dad had at 6 years old, his biological father had left my grandmother. My grandmother was bipolar and not medicated properly. He left. He said to his son, "Goodbye. I love you." And, you know, I so forth and so on. And then my grandmother got remarried the second time. And then the third husband came in, adopted my dad, and became dad. And it was like, to my dad, it was like, where did my dad go? I was abandoned. What did I do? It was
Yep.
my fault.
Yep.
I was the one that made my
And as
dad
kids,
leave.
that's what we think, right?
You know? Instead of looking at it from the perspective of it had nothing to do with my dad. My grandfather was scared to death of my grandmother. He thought he was doing what was best for his son.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
my dad took it on him. And so if he put his standards all the way up here, guess what? Nobody could hurt him.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
got the brunt of it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it was like I was alive I was on live and I was thinking, man, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That he had lived with that in his entire life, that it was all his fault.
Yeah.
You know.
I want to
So you've done a lot
encourage
of healing
those.
this year, though.
You have.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to encourage everybody who's listening tonight to go onto Awakened by the Looking Glasses channel and watch the live she did this afternoon. It was completely impromptu, and there was silence, there was everything. The way it was so organic and showing that how much we struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It hit me so hard.
Yeah.
And I just want to encourage others to go and listen to that live and learn from someone who has anxiety.
Huge anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, I was so glad I was there this afternoon for her.
Yeah. I really wanted to be on there, but I was with this other friend and I just couldn't do both.
Yeah.
So I
that's
had the person in front of me, but I will definitely be watching the
always
replay.
I put her link in there. I also put my link because on November the 9th is our monetization party. And we actually labeled it the thing that's called So Proud to Be Me Celebration, because that is what we're going to celebrate, is being proud of yourself because everybody else is taken.
Awesome.
And that is going on merch soon, I promise. But I did put that in, and I hope people will.
Saturday the 9th. Okay.
The 9th will come in and celebrate.
Speaking
with
of
me.
merch, you too can have a My Other's Keeper t-shirt or mug or water bottle or whatever. Yeah, the link to my fourth wall shop is in the description of the channel. Feel free to go browse around. If you have ideas of something that you think should go into my merchandise shop, let me know. I'll put together a design and we can definitely get something going.
One thing quickly I did, Chris or Kim, was I started putting up my link tree. I did the link tree, and then that way I could put all of the links together, because we've got our cookie connection over there for the cookie recipes, and all the links to our thing together. So that may be something to think about, because then you could put your jewelry and all the other stuff in one place for everybody to go to.
Actually, I don't have my link tree on there. I'm looking at it right now. But if you go onto the About My channel, all of my links, my Facebook, Instagram, Keeper Store, and my jewelry are all there. So those are all there. But you're right. The link tree is so much better.
Building more. I'm thinking too, we could use the link tree down the road, or use another one to start putting channels in there of other people that we want to support, and people could go on there and be able to, connection channels and homesteading channels, and people, we could use that link, another, link tree link for people to go in and find all of those. So
if
that's
people
what I'm
want
thinking.
To know what Linktree is, it is a free service. This is my Linktree. There we go. I have it on the back of my business cards. Okay. So, but it's a QR code that takes you to all of your whatever links you want to go on there. And they could be stores, they could be blogs that you listen to, they could be your favorite something else.
Coffee referral, all that kind of good
absolutely. Yep. Referral cards, all of those things.
Yeah.
So it's a really great service.
Yeah.
So again, it is free to use. There are paid things that you could do on there. I personally don't need any of the services that the paid things do.
Yeah.
I need just a very simple service.
Yeah.
I'm a simple girl.
Simpler the better.
That's right. That's right. Well, ladies, I think it might be time to go and spend some time with my husband. And we're getting ready for this sale that I have coming up on Saturday. Yeah. So, I have to go build some displays for my Christmas decorations, etc.
And this stream didn't start out the way it was supposed to, but it was a beautiful stream. And sometimes
that's what I love.
Unplanned things turn out to be the best. And I think it was awesome.
They sure do. They sure do. And that's why I'm sending links to people like, can you come on? Can you come on? Because it doesn't matter who I send the link to. I can guarantee it's going to be a good show as long as I have somebody to talk to, right? Without Crystal, without Mary.
God always is in control of this channel. Yep. And the people that are supposed to be on the screen are the ones that are there.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Yep. That's right. Yep. Okay, ladies, have a great night. Thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate that. I will talk to you all a little later. Bye.
Love you both. Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Okay,
I
Mary, thanks.
do that. The
Pardon?
last time I left because